We are born with joy, we are born with happiness, we are born with love. But while in the outside world we start learning how to hate things, how to hate people, this is not born with us. This quality we inherited from others, from outside the world. So no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. According to him, he says that if we can learn how to hate things, we can also learn how to love things, love people. Because love comes naturally to the human heart than its opposite, means the hatred, the feeling of hatred. Even in the grimmest times in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards. Perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Now, he said when he was in the prison and his companions were also there with him, and they were pushed to their limits, means they were tortured physically very badly and they were beaten, whatever the torture were given to them in that prison. At that time also, Nelson Mandela could see some glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, those who were standing there or beating them. So he could see, he could sense that humanity in their eyes, the glimpse of that. Just for a second maybe, means for a little time, but it was there. And then he says, it was enough for me to keep going, means that encouraged me to continue that fear, to tolerate that. Men's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. He says that the goodness in a human is there always. It can be hidden. Means some people show that they are very strict from outside. You may think about your parents that they are very strict from outside. You may think about your teachers that they are very strict from outside. But once you try to see it properly, once you try to find it out, you will find some humanity is there. You know? So he says that a man's goodness can be hidden for some time, but it can never be extinguished. It is a kind of a flame that it never goes blown out or blows off. Getting? Now there are a few questions based on it, so that we will discuss now. What do the military generals do? How has their attitude changed and why? What did the military generals do? Speak in English.
First they arrested Mandela and then now they are celebrating Mandela.
No. Yes, the last one.
They all salute Nelson Mandela.
Enough. Then. Yes, the last one. Yes.
Demonstrate their loyalty towards the new government.
You are writing something, huh? Yes. Tell me the answer. You all were here when I was reading? You all were listening what I was reading? You all got what I explained to you? Then I need the answer. Second last.
Sir, they were saluting non-national Mandela. His post. They sees that after a long time they got freedom from racial discrimination.
Fine, you made an approach. Good.
Earlier, they arrested Nelson Mandela because he was a rebel. Then, in the inauguration ceremony, they respected him and saluted him.
Anyone else?
Sir, they saluted Mandela and respected.
No, it is not like that. Actually, they first they showed their respect towards Nelson Mandela as a president. Understanding? Second thing, their attitude changed. Their attitude changed in the way earlier they saw him as a rebel. They would have arrested him. Understanding? And the second, that when he has become the president, so they are showing their loyalty to him also somewhere or the other. No? This is how their attitude changed. Got it? You tried well. Okay, next one. Why were two national anthems sung?
So because both the national anthems are different, therefore words it is
To support both blacks and whites.
Like they had just got over the apartheid system. Earlier there was already an anthem which was related to whites. But now they had one for the blacks also. Right? So they did not want to discriminate by not singing the first one. So therefore they gave the place to both the national anthem. Is that clear now? The other, how does Mandela describe the system of government in his country? In the first decade and in the final decade of the 20th century. What was there in the first decade of 20th century? The whites formed a system that was apartheid, which was based on the color of their skin, right? And it was one of the harshest that the human society has ever seen or known or experienced, right? And in the last decade, they fought against the system and brought democracy in the country. Now everybody had a freedom. There was no racial system at all. What does courage mean to Mandela?
Victory over the fear.
Up to some extent you are correct, but not exactly.
The absence of fear is not courage, but the concept of fear of
Going correctly.
yes,
और बढ़ा के बोल.
Obviously. I told you when I read this that this is to be very important.
According to Nelson Mandela, courage means not the absence of fear but triumph over it.
Okay. And courageous man means to say yes. He who does not afraid of something is not the brave one. Brave one is who has conquered it or conquered that particular fear. Next one. Which does he think is natural, to love or to hate?
Love.
To love. Why?
Because it comes naturally
Because love comes natural to the human heart, then it's opposite, according to Nelson Mandela. Is that clear? Okay, moving on to the next. In life, every man has twin obligations. Now, these obligations you should remember. You also have, I also have, everybody has. Do you know obligations? Duties, moral duties, you can say. Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. These are the two obligations. First one belongs to his family, everybody in the family, and the other is to the people of his country or to the country, you can say. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. In a society like India, like we live in a free country, so everybody is free to fulfill these obligations. Everybody in the family can earn money, everybody in the family can go to a better school and to study whatever they want to do, or everybody can choose their own career and life partner also, right? This is what the obligations are, and everybody can choose to become or to work for the country. They can go in the forces, they can go in the civil services, they can go in the public services, they can do social work also. This is what these obligations are meant for. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. But in the country like South Africa, or according to the apartheid system, or because of such situation, it was almost impossible for a man of his color, means for the blacks. It was almost impossible for the black color skin man to fulfill these obligations at all. Now, in South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. Now, the system was that if a black color person was there and he wanted to live a free life, was punished first and then isolated. You know the meaning of isolation very well? Okay. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Now, the man who wanted to fulfill the requirement of the family and his country was forced to live away from them, was thrown out of the family, was never returned to them, and he had to live a life of secrecy and rebellion. Secrecy means he was not allowed to live freely, means he was not allowed to roam here and there, and second, he had to live away from his family, as well as he was known as a rebellion. That I told you the meaning of rebel already. And then I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligation as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. Now, in the beginning, Nelson Mandela did not think that his community people or his country people were above his family. He thought to fulfill the requirement of his family first. But what happened? When he was serving his people, he found that he was not free to fulfill the duty as a son, as a husband, as a father, as a civil citizen. Means he was not allowed to fulfill the duty of a son. He was not allowed to fulfill the duty of a father, a brother, a husband. So then what he did? I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free in every way that I could know. Now, when he was born, he did not know whether he was a slave or he was under that apartheid system or anything. He was born free. He knew that he was free. Being a child, he does not know what is freedom, what is slavery. Getting? So he was born free, and he was born free in every manner that he knew. Every manner that he knew. A child does not know where his freedom is captured. See, free to run in the fields near my mother's heart, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast millies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. As a child, these were his fantasies, and he was free to do this. Understanding? His fantasy was to run in the field, to swim in the river, to ride on the bulls, or to eat something outside of the house at night. These were his fantasies, and he was free to do that. But as long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. Means when he was following his father, when he was following the customs of his tribe, everything was going fine. He had no problem and there was no trouble in his life because he was a young child. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. Now when as a boyhood, as a childhood, his freedom, he did not know. Whatever things he was doing, he thought that he was free. But when he grew up as a young man and realized that his freedom had already been taken or snatched from him, he was not allowed to do the things he wanted to do, then the hunger of freedom started there. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I choose. Now, as a student, like you people are also students, so you also want freedom for yourself, right? You don't go to your friend's house, sir, isko chodo, hum saath mein ja rahe hain. You don't know. You don't do this every day, right? नहीं करते ना? करते हो? झूठ बोलते. It happens. See, if you think that you don't do it, so I tell you one thing that I have also studied class 10. Okay? So if you try to play the words with me or tricks with me, I have been a student. And I am a teacher since I was class 9. Two things are there. So I know both. From this side of the table also and from that side of the table also. I can play with both. So you do this, I know. That you go to your friend's house and say, sir, we are going to study now. Self-study, group study. Okay, so he thought that his boyhood freedom as a child was an illusion. You know illusion?
Yes.
What is illusion?
Imagine.
Not imagine. So he discovered that his freedom was already taken from him, and then there the hunger started at him. As a young man, his freedom was to whatever things he wanted to study, to roam places he wanted to, and stay out at nights. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. Now, in Johannesburg, he was there as a young man and he was striving hard to have respect in the society, to earn a living, means to do a better job, and marrying a girl he wanted, and to have a family. These all things were obstructed. These all things he was not allowed to do according to himself. The freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. He did not have that freedom. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. Then and there he realized that it was not only Nelson Mandela whose freedom was curtailed or snatched or taken away, but it was the freedom of his brothers and sisters or the people like who looked like same as him. Snatched, trapped. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. Now then he decided to join the Congress party there, National African Congress. Then the freedom for hunger for others, means his own countrymen, his own community people, was greater than his own hunger. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life, that transformed a frightened young man into a bold one, that drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal, that turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. Now, it was that hunger of freedom only. What did it do? That when he had a desire of having freedom for his family, his community people, to have the dignity and self-respect in the society, that changed his life completely. That brought a big change. You can say twist in the story. So that twist, what it did, it transformed a frightened young man. Frightened means darpok nahi, that is coward. Young man into a bold one. First. Second, that drove a law-abiding attorney. What is law-abiding attorney? A subject who follows the law. An object who follows the law made him a criminal. Third, that turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home. He had to stay away from his home for a long time. Do you know how many years he had spent in prison?
30 years.
More than 30 years. 1/4 of a lifetime. More than 1/4, you can say. Then the next one, that forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. What is monk?
Sadhu.
Sannyasi, not the sadhu. I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. He says that he did not like to enjoy the freedom he was offered or he had, because according to him, if his men, if his community, if his countrymen were not enjoying the freedom what he could enjoy, so according to him it was not possible for him to enjoy himself. Like for example, when you bring something in the family, your parents, they bring for everybody, no? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि सिर्फ एक ही चॉकलेट आती है एक ही के लिए. They bring for everybody. So it is like that only. And when there is some situation like that कि वो एक ही चीज है, then you share it, right? You don't share. Racist. You are a racist. Okay. Then he said, freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. Now, according to him, if everybody was not free in his community and only he was, then he himself did not feel that freedom. Because if anybody in the family gets hurt or is sick, so everybody gets troubled. Everybody feels that suffering, isn't it? Somehow, directly or indirectly, everybody gets suffered. So this is how Mandela had a feeling with everybody. He did not think about himself, he thought of his countrymen also. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Now you need to remember this para, because this may have a value-based question. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. You know the oppressor and oppressed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is he saying? That the oppressor must be liberated. Means he himself is not free. The oppressor. How? A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear how he wants to liberate the oppressor? Huh? I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. Just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. See, if you are taking away someone's freedom, that means you have a kind of a jealousy, a kind of a hatred with that person. Then only you don't want to support that person, then only you don't want to give the same rights to that person. Right? Like somebody hated the brother. You know, you have a jealousy with him. Getting? You have the feeling of hatred. Your brother is younger or older? Younger. How young? What is the age of your brother? I do not want others to disturb me. 18? 18 years. He is older than you. So that is what the thing is when you go and wash your face right now. पैर उठा के चल लो बेटा. Then he said that he is not free if he has taken the freedom of someone. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Both are robbed from their humanity, means both do not have the sense of being human. Is that clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, some more questions are there. Let us discuss them first. What twin obligations does Mandela mention?
One.
Speak in English, please.
For our country and for our family.
She'll answer. Yes. Yeah. Answer quickly. Sani, stop this.